100 degrees, so I go to my appliance specialist, Alfredo. It is suddenly summer in Austin, so our freezer dies, and all our apocalypse food supplies go the way of the homeless. So to Home Depot, where Alfredo, the appliance specialist, supplies us with accurate information about available appliances. Online is always better, but we are real, not virtual. So he assists us with the necessary documentation, with clear, cogent, and concise. His manner impressed we are, and begin to cease all summer searching, and rest content that a replacement freezer might one day soon be delivered. Now we rest assured in the clarity of communications conveyed by our appliance specialist Alfredo, Sunset Valley's new storyteller. Remember when we used to talk about the weather? Now we talk about emotions. Denial, shock, horror, awe, changes compound as 1 million species become extinct. Of course we spare a tiny thought for rising tides and desertification. See the link between drought and emotions. Study farmers with their soybeans speaking Chinese. Farmers used to be conservative. Now they're all on fire. We can no longer predict weather. Consult Alexa as an oracle. Deaths in Texas deserts, deaths by drowning. It's a long, hot summer, not the summer of sand, more of humidity that needs no air conditioning, indoors away from politics. We see little Greta and her children's crusade, watch Bill Nye, the science guy, fulminate on national television. We cannot sleep through this heat. Past burns off and will repeat. If this is the 6th extinction event, get your glacier water sweet. Fiji water flowing in when the water holes of Austin become historic and extinct. We are the weather. We're also all weather deniers. We are also climate changers. We must now say climate crisis. We reduce years of survival. We increase rates of extinction. Those who seek to control the weather patterns might best seek to control their emotional reactions. It is getting hotter. Water evaporates, escapes us. South Africa wants to tow a glacier for which they need a friendly millionaire or 200. Desalination in Israel, water fights with Palestine, drought forces farmers to heated cities, Syria, Sudan, Yemen, water wars, even when water itself is peaceful. Every nationality represent brown, yellow, black waters in the state. What's tomorrow going to be like? Hotter. Dear, as fantasists, how we deal with this? Project fantasies of rainforests. Even when they're cruel and cold, crisp and wet. Thin chill for humans, bush green for wild birds. Desert dwellers learn to love sand and wind, earth and rock, stillness and moon and stars over huge distances. Sea fringe dwellers know wet and wild winds, coastline consciousness in bays and caves and tides. All of these are lost in metal cities like these, where wind whips high-rise, earth hides beneath concrete poetry squares, and rectangles violate all feng shui, and the germ of paradise becomes a virus. You shake your dreams because they belong in this air around us, fresh as mornings, solid as direction, move when and where. What we see is tip of icebergs rattling in your whiskey ears. What you feel is oceans, movements of symphonic currents. What you know is a skiff, of a canoe, of a coracle, of a raft, floating surfaces. Who you are, amalgam of all twined threads upon which you compose your very own flying carpet fantasy, then rise! Brian, we say your name in hope this conjuring might spirit back your presence. Perhaps someone someday will make placards of a mini documentary of your days. But forgetfulness grows here, like weeds around a temple. It's hard enough to remember who we were before one of us was lost. Perhaps New York, perhaps Hawaii, maybe North Korea. Heat or cold does not change the dilemma. How to restore what is missing so the picture is complete. Always only one jigsaw piece is needed. One human being, one harvest seed to make the memory. Losing those close to us. Shock of loss, blood or not, closest touch, gone in a flash, memory shrinks, language blinks, there are no words for this. Feelings surface like a U-boat, submarine emotions sink like harpooned whales, huge as oceans this, empty gulp, open mouth, ghosts sit but they do not speak. You are less. Reach out to shared experience. Now, solo, how hold the air, how dry tears that flow, unwanted volunteers. Silence calls, but you will not answer. Grief fills up bucket time with water, tears, and salt grief. Oceans, emotions. Look, it doesn't matter if you forget this, nor even if you remember to respond to it. A separate magic wraps our lives like banana leaves at carver time. When the fire is fierce and the circle is strong, another bravery emboldens our song. Fear is always less than this, word warriors going through a phrase, semicolonics. The trust of language might reveal, not obfuscate, that moments have meaning intrinsic, that here and now have a value even as it changes us. And we're always in the midst of competing horses, haystacks, Buddhist parables and Zen tales, Sufi riddles and Zeno's paradox. Why are we always Brian, between journeys and pilgrimages? Always and ever just fairy tales, when all we have is here, and no, here, now.